Namaste. This is David Hawthorne at astroview.com. Today is the 12th of November, 2014. The following is the Vedic astrology reading for Taylor Swift, based on the 13th of December, 1989, at 8:36 a.m. in Wyomissing, Pennsylvania. In the first house, we see the ninth sign of the zodiac is ascending at 14 degrees. So this is called Sagittarius rising sign, with Saturn and Mercury in Sagittarius in the first house. Now, Sagittarius born persons are publishers, teachers, consultants, advisors, religious leaders, lawyers, bankers. Many people come to them for advice. And we see that Mercury's in the first house. This gives good communication and intellectual and writing skills. And Saturn in the first house makes one a senior statesperson, leader of the masses, with public favor. Saturn rules his third house of Aquarius, and this is the house of independence. So this makes her very, very independent. And Mercury rules his 10th house of Virgo, which is the professional life, which is in the first house. So this makes her her own profession. These are favorable planets for Sagittarius, Saturn and Mercury. In the second house of wealth, status, speech, and family life, we have Venus, and we have Rahu, the northern node of the moon, Rahu. Venus in the second house gives melodic voice, sweet speech, and wealth and status connected with entertainment, including music, theater, dance, the arts. And Rahu in the second house of wealth and status can give charisma, fame, fortune, energy, and ambition, and makes her very persuasive, gives persuasive voice, speech. Now, if Rahu was at 14 degrees, it would be a problem because the ascendant degree is most effective point of every house. Any planet close to the ascendant degree has an impact, and if it's a favorable planet, it gives a favorable result. It's better for Rahu and Ketu, the north and south nodes of the moon, not to be near the rising sign or within 5 degrees of it. In this case, Rahu and Ketu are 10 degrees from the ascendant, so they cause no harm where they occupy. In the third house, we have the 11th sign Aquarius, 4th house, 12th sign Pisces, 5th house, 1st sign Aries, so Mars rules her mind, children, investments. In the 6th house, we have the 2nd sign Taurus, 7th house, 3rd sign Gemini. Now this is the house of relationships. We find Moon in Gemini and Jupiter retrograde at 13 degrees Gemini. Now notice that that Jupiter is almost 14 degrees in Gemini, and the ascendant's 14 degrees. So that means Jupiter is technically blessing the house it occupies and the houses it aspects. Jupiter throws an aspect 5, 7, and 9 houses away. So Jupiter, the planet of luck, divine grace, good fortune, the planet of publishing, teaching, consulting, and advisory roles, is blessing the house of marriage and partnerships, joint ventures, relationships, foreign lands, and blessing the house of income and friendships, blessing the first house of self. This brings just divine grace to her, makes her optimistic. Jupiter blessing the first house becomes a Panch Mahapurush Yoga, one of the 5 great yogas. This one's called Hamsh Yoga. So she's like the swan that can glide through life. And it makes her very optimistic and very benevolent and caring. She donates to a lot of charities. And Jupiter aspects the 3rd house of independence and self-expression. And Jupiter, of course, rules publishing. So she's published a lot of songs and has been very successful. In the 8th house, we have the 4th sign, Cancer. So Moon rules marriage, inheritance, and longevity. K2, the southern node of the Moon, which is spirituality, is in the house of mystical knowledge. So this is actually good for astrology and deep meditation. In the 9th house, she has the 5th sign, Leo. So Sun rules the house of father and guru and long-distance journeys. Notice that Sun is in the 12th house of foreign lands. So this gives long-distance journeys of short duration to foreign lands. Unfortunately, this can cause some separation from her father or loss of father. So it would be good for Taylor to wear a ruby gemstone to strengthen the Sun. This is probably causing some weakness of her stomach, her digestion, and her heart and cardiovascular system as well. Blood, bones, immune system. So ruby gemstone would be quite good for her, and ruby colors. 10th house, we have the 6th sign, Virgo, ruled by Mercury. This is the house of karma, career, professional life, and it's in the 1st house of self. Again, this gives her good writing skills, business skills, brokering skills, communication skills. Makes her a messenger. And this is Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter, so it gives her wisdom and optimism to her message. In the 11th house, we have the 7th sign, Libra, ruled by Venus. Venus, ruling income and friendships, is placed in the house of wealth and status and continuation of family life. This could give her a very beautiful daughter. Well-placed Jupiter can also contribute to a son in life, son and daughter. Now we say for the Sagittarius rising sign, the most favorable planets include Sun, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. These are the most favorable planets. They will not cause any harm in this chart. But if any of these planets are weak on some account, they should be strengthened to add protective covering. And these 2 planets are weak. Of these 12 houses, 9 are favorable, but the 6th house, the 8th house, and the 12th house are called Dustan Bhavas, inauspicious houses. So planets going into those houses become weak. So Sun and Mars are considered weak, and Sun rules the 9th house of father. Sun is a natural significator for father, and it's an old age. Anything past 25 degrees is weak, old age. So this Sun is very weak. So I'm not optimistic for the health and longevity of her father unless she does the remedy for the Sun, which is to wear the ruby gemstone. She can also wear the mystical pendant known as a kavach or kavacham to strengthen all 6 of her benefic planets. And Mars, ruling younger brothers and ruling the house of children, is in the 12th house of loss. So there can be losses or separation or expenses connected with younger brother, and there can be loss of children. This can delay children or limit the number of children. So she can wear a red coral gemstone about 10 carats in size to strengthen Mars. These 2 planets are weak. Anything less than 5 degrees is infant state and weak as well. So this is a child and this is old age. So we have to strengthen these 2 planets. Mercury, very strong, very well placed, close to the rising sign degree. So it blesses the house of self and it blesses the house of marriage. Saturn also is considered strong and well placed. So Saturn brings independence and entrepreneurial success, and it does aspect 3, 7, and 10 houses away. So it's blessing the house of independence and self-expression and younger siblings. She has, I think, 2 younger siblings, a younger brother and a younger sister. Saturn also blesses the house of marriage. This can give her a very mature partner in life, hard-working partner. Jupiter gives her a partner who is an educator, a professor, a teacher, consultant, advisor. And then Saturn blesses the 10th house of career. So this is leading the masses. So she appeals to young and old alike. But we would say that Mercury, Saturn, Venus, and Jupiter are strong and well placed. This helps her a lot in many areas of life. Now, Moon, although well placed, rules this 8th house, which is a Dustan Bhava, inauspicious house. So we have to watch out. If Moon was at 14 degrees, it would be trouble. And if it's within 5 degrees of another planet, it causes some trouble. So it's 10 degrees from Saturn, no problem. About 6 degrees from Mercury, no problem. It's only about 4 degrees, maybe 5 degrees from Jupiter. I don't think it's serious enough. It's not close enough. If it was 14, 13, 12 degrees, I'd be more concerned about it, because that can bring some accident to her, some setbacks and disappointments to her in life. Main thing is that she just does the remedy for Moon, which is to help her mother or mother-in-law when she marries, and elderly women on Mondays, and she should not wear pearls or white clothing or have a white automobile or white sheets. Anything white for her is not ideal. Better she uses a lot of dark reds, dark greens, and dark blues. Those are the best for her. Light blues and yellows also good. For Rahu, she can help afflicted persons. For Ketu, she can help holy persons.